You already know what it is. It's the Jordan 4s, it's the Bike Air, it's Nigel Sylvester. Let's get into it. Now, if you're watching this video, I know you're a hardcore fan of this channel because there are so many reviews of what a lot of people are calling the sneaker of the year. And if you've come across this channel, I'm really hoping that you appreciate my take on sneakers. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes. My name is Harrison Cable. Thank you so much for checking out this channel. And as I said, we are checking out what a lot of people are considering the sneaker of the year. If you have any sort of interest about sneakers, you probably already know the story about this shoe, but I'm going to try and break it down the best that I can. Hopefully give a little bit of my perspective. If you didn't know, Nigel Sylvester is a BMX bike rider, and he has done a fair few collaborations with Nike and Jordan brand by now. And this is his latest venture and first colorway of the Jordan 4. He did a Jordan 4 RM last year, which was almost like a warm-up to what a lot of people are considering one of the best sneakers that he's ever released. And I'm super excited to have got these for a fairly decent price on GOAT. I did have to pay resale for them, but I just couldn't let myself get to the end of the year and not have these shoes to review. So the name of the shoe is the Brick by Brick, which is basically going on the motto of building your career or brand or lifestyle brick by brick, layer by layer, which I really kind of resonate with, because if you look back at some of the previous work that you've done, if you're a creative, you kind of cringe and kind of think, oh, what was I doing? You know, every journey starts with a single step and every house starts with a single brick. So let's start off with the box, which is, funnily enough, resembling a brick. It has this very nice textured upper, and as you can tell, the Bike Air branding, which is at this point synonymous with Nigel Sylvester, is very present on the front and almost looks like it is embossed on the front of the box. Now, pre-warning, I have already taken these shoes out of the box. I have swapped the laces. I have taken photos of them. If you did want to see the photos that I did take of these, which I'm very happy about, you can check out my Instagram just down below. I'll also pop a couple on the screen right now if you want to take a look. So pre-warned, I have already taken the laces out. So they did come with a white pair of laces, but I did swap them out for the red pair that was already pre-installed. The way that these shoes came is very reminiscent to how regular house bricks come straight out of the packaging. So Nigel Sylvester has kind of tried to recreate that, so to speak, by using this blue Velcro, some of the plastic packaging, and some of the paper wrapping around the shoes. So they do come in this pretty hefty kind of packaging, which, you know, Jordan 4s are very big, very bulky, very heavy. So it actually is a fairly weighty package overall. So let's open these ones up and dive a little bit deeper into the materials. I can definitely appreciate what he's tried to do with this shoe, and the storytelling around this shoe is probably one of the reasons why it is going to win the sneaker of the year, because for a lot of people, it's really around the story that surrounds a shoe these days. So as I said before, I did swap the laces out already, and this is probably the last time I'll ever touch this packaging, thank goodness. So there we go. They really are incredibly striking in hand. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say I was wrong. I was definitely wrong about this shoe. At first, when I saw it, I saw some of those leaked pictures. I was like, man, nah, there's no way I'm going to want to get these. There's no way these are going to be good. And yeah, I was wrong, because looking at them in hand, they are definitely not as like red vibrant as I thought with some of the photos. It's definitely more of like a burnt orange, and just the premium nature of these materials on there, like the suede, the almost textured concrete style mudguard, and the semi-translucent almost gum outsole on the bottom. It all just really comes together in this really nice melting pot. Now let's break it down. From the bottom, you have the typical Jordan 4 outsole. You have the Nike branding, you have the stars on the front toe, which obviously shows how much you're going to wear these. And with Nigel Sylvester being a BMX rider, you've seen a lot of promo images and photos of himself and other people riding these on BMX bikes, which inherently don't really wear away the top part of the shoe, to be honest. Usually when you're obviously riding a bike, your middle of your foot is where the pedal is going to be. Moving up then to the mudguard on the top, you have the mini Nike swoosh, which is done in that really nice white embroidery, and then you have this very nice, what I feel like is almost concrete. Or you remember when people would spray concrete onto roofs and it would look like it had that nice bumpy textured pattern? That's what it kind of feels like on the mudguard here. Moving up from there, you have this very nice suede, which, to be honest, I need to get a suede brush so I can kind of brush this shoe a little bit and give it a little bit more texture, because it is rather short haired and feels very slick. So I'm more of a fan of that like rough kind of suede, but maybe with wear, I'm sure these would kind of show a little bit more age and develop a little bit more character, because right now out of the box they just feel very, very slick. It is very similar to a normal Jordan 4. When we had the Nike SB Jordan 4s, they have a little bit extra cushioning, they have some different padding around the collar, and they also have a soft back tab and lace loops right here. These ones are pretty much the exact same as you'd get on a regular Jordan 4. The only real difference, just quickly, is that I can see a bit more padding and a little bit of a different synthetic material around the sock lining up the top near the ankle. But other than that, I couldn't really feel a huge amount of difference on this shoe. when it came to comfort. Moving up from the bottom, you have the visible air sole unit, as you can see down the bottom here. You also have the netting on both sides of the shoes and around the toe box on the tongue. That is also done in a reflective material underneath, so it's like a reflective 3M, purely for aesthetics reasons. Going up to the tongue, you have the Flight logo, and then on the inside of the tongue, you have a very interesting piece which says Jordan Biking Co. 2017. So this kind of harkens back to when Nigel Sylvester came on board with Nike, and this is kind of, I suppose, the culmination of his entire run and catalog with Nike. As you can see, I've already put the white laces in for photography reasons. I just feel like whenever I see a photo of these with the white laces, it always looks so much better than with just the purely red laces that it already came pre-installed with. So I'm probably going to keep the white laces in. Interestingly enough, whenever I show this shoe to people, or I'm assuming when I wear it on feet, people are going to think that this is like some sort of bootleg, that someone has put Bike Air on the back and taken off the Nike Air on the back. It's just funny. I have to explain to them that no, it's done by a BMX rider. It's actually meant to be Bike Air, or for some people, Bikey Air. But I think this is one of the things that makes it really unique and kind of interesting. It creates a conversation. It creates a story. This shoe is definitely a neck breaker. Like, people are going to notice you wearing this shoe. Whether that's good or whether that's bad, people are going to notice this shoe. In terms of sizing, my true to size is a size 9. And in all my Jordan 4s, I go with a size 9.5, which is half a size up from my regular size. I've just always felt a little bit more comfortable, especially with the width of my toes around the front part of the shoe. I've always just found it easier to go up half a size. I know some people were saying that there was a little bit extra room with this shoe. However, I'm very happy going with a 9.5. I like my laces nice and tight. I like a little bit of room at the front toe box. And I've been very happy so far with the limited amount of use that I have worn them. And I'm sure that with more wear, they're going to spread out just a little bit more, making them very much more comfortable. So in conclusion, I just feel like this shoe was one that I had to get. It's one of those almost home run shoes that whenever you get it, no matter for what price, you kind of feel like you needed to have it. I know we technically don't need to have every sort of shoe. However, I just really felt like at the end of the year, if I saw all of the sneaker of the year lists and kind of roundups, that I would be missing out, and I feel like I just had to get this shoe. Some people might disagree. They don't think it's that good. It's a bit too red. It's a bit too loud. I don't know, man. I just, since I got it, I'm very happy about getting it, and I'm not going to call it sneaker of the year. I have so much more time to think about that. Other people can say that. That's not me. But man, this is definitely a piece of sneaker history with the way that Nigel Sylvester is pushing forward with his Jordan and Nike collaborations. I really appreciate the swing that they've taken with these shoes, and I'm really, really happy to get them. So again, thank you everybody for watching. I know there are a ton of reviews of this shoe all over the internet by now, and I'm definitely very late to doing this shoe review, but I really do appreciate everybody for watching. If you have watched this far, please subscribe to the channel. There are a ton of different videos you can see on the channel. We also do a podcast as well, some short videos. So if you want to check those out, subscribe just down below. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.